Does the queen hang low? Does she wobble to and fro? Can you tie? Can you tie her in a bow? Do you throw her over to her? So does the queen hang low? Interesting.
And welcome, guys.
Oh, hey!
Hey!
As Colby, walks over, totally out of breath, because he's done that, 2 or 3 times now. It's fine.
It's just the 8th take. Shut up about it. And the 3rd one, she bit me. It was a pain in the ass.
Well, we always knew that she was a stubborn little woman.
Stubborn, old hand.
No, that's Erin.
Oh, right.
You're
She
right.
saved him. Oh, hi.
What?
Hey.
Hello?
What?
You're here.
Yeah, I know that.
Okay.
But do you want to be?
Yeah, so the queen's dead. Which
She just, had, a thing to pull the queens down. just topple over.
Pull on the cord.
Well, I can just do
We pull
I can
it.
just
and
do
it's
this.
What's she
all
napping
from.
now?
It's not
She's
smooth.
just, casually
Oh, the
leaning
queen's
now.
Alright, yeah, the queen is, yeah, as you can see,
Pulling the old
this
Jeff
is just
Goldblum.
this is all video. Alright.
Cinematography.
Video editing is my passion.
Of course.
Yeah, so the queen's dead.
Yep. That was the news of the day.
Life sucks. Yeah, for the record, this is being recorded on September 8th. So literally 10 hours ago, it was reported the queen died. And
It's not
Colby's
that long.
reaction was to sit by a pool and drink all day.
It wasn't all day. It was all afternoon.
It was all afternoon.
Yeah.
I wanted to play video games with the kid, but no, he was too busy morning by the poolside.
I was morning, yeah. Yep. In the sun.
Hey, Jake, what are you drinking? We forgot to do the opening. The hell will be mad at us.
Peepus.
Oh
Where
my
the
god.
peeps at?
I'm drinking what I'm calling a drink of Gingerwald on September 8th, which is orange juice, Malibu, normal rum, and amaretto. It can be described as alcoholic.
The orange juice and the Malibu, I think, would clash in flavors.
It's
No,
not
it's
bad.
actually not bad. Yeah.
No,
Not that I've been.
it's like a lot of tropical drinks. When
I'm drinking.
ooh,
Speaking of
those are
Malibu,
good.
these are delicious.
Are those the same ones that you got when you were in the hoe were down here?
So that one was a different kind, but yeah.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say because you definitely bought a bunch of stuff and then brought it back, and
Yep.
you left a bottle of vodka here.
Yep, I did eventually drink that vodka.
See, I don't actually know if the bottle that we have or had, we finished it, was yours or ours.
See, I'm going to tell everybody the same thing I told him when we were finishing it. She abandoned it twice. It's ours now.
You drank most of the bottle that I left, and then you bought a replacement bottle, and then we drank some of that, and then you drank the rest of that.
Okay, don't paint me like an alcoholic here, Eddie.
I mean, I'll paint Colby like one because Colby does
Yes, Colby, why
a lot of
should you
drinking.
why should you make drinks more often?
Yeah, so this is, I did. I don't suppose that wasn't on the camera, but I walked over and put this down and went, I should make drinks more often.
For the record, he hates making drinks. It's like one of his biggest fears.
It's not a fear. It's just a pet peeve. Why do I have to do things in order to get alcoholic?
It's fair.
True.
I got nothing on that one.
So I had a nice coffee today. I just made myself normal coffee and iced it. And then I didn't finish it all. So I did what every normal person would do, and I mixed in some Kahlua and some caramel.
What is that? Oh, what is
stuff.
that stuff?
And then, yeah, the caramel whatever it
Caramel
is.
milk stuff. We're
Good.
selling it really well. I have no
Yeah,
idea
yeah,
what
yeah.
it is.
And then I put it in a blender with some ice cream, and now it's
Put ice cream in
now
that
it's a
too.
milkshake. So I have a chocolate caramel milkshake of sorts. No, you
All
can't
right.
have any. Stay over there.
I wasn't moving. Technical difficulties that were not my fault.
Okay. And we're back.
You could have closed your door.
I wouldn't.
Yeah, but I sent the message to Ginge, not to Colby.
That's
Yeah, I
because
didn't
you.
get anything, so-
No. The reason you sent it to me is because you knew I'd actually do something about it.
Also,
Yes.
Colby's now sitting down. There's no way he's getting back
There's
up.
no way he's getting up.
I have a drink. I even have water over here. I could die now.
No, you need some type of carb. Yeah.
Anyway, so at 1:33 this afternoon, I texted everybody and said, well, actually, I'll read the exact text.
And when he did that, I immediately went to Twitter and refleshed it. That's a word.
Ugh, please don't flesh again on Twitter.
People get put on lists for that kind of thing, you know.
I was at work. It was fine.
You've looked
You're
up
flashing
anime
on Twitter
boobs.
at work?
You looked up anime boobs at work.
Allegedly.
Uh-huh.
Anyway,
The first thing I saw was the royal family tweeting, "The Queen has died," and I was like, "Oh no, Colby's gonna be sad." Which he was.
Yep.
Anyways, as you were saying, Colby, before I rudely interrupted you,
I don't even know what I was saying. Oh, I was just informing people that it hadn't been 10 hours like Ginge said it was. It had been slightly less than that.
is it really only?
Been
6
6 hours.
hours.
A lot has happened in the past
Yeah,
6 hours.
I went out of my way to prove you wrong, as I tend to do. Yep.
Yeah, that tracks.
Yeah, we heard about it this morning. That was just a case of the royal family is going to Scotland for the Queen, and then
Immediately.
Bang bong.
8 hours later, they were like, and she's dead.
Do we think that it was a case of like them just traveling there because they already knew she was dead and then they just
No,
announced
they definitely knew she was dying. Like, I knew as
Yeah.
soon as they announced that Harry was flying all the way from America to go see her. Like, I was like, this is it. She's gone. This is happening.
No. I know that. I'm saying when they announced that everyone was going there, was she already dead?
No.
And they weren't. Okay.
No, because it would definitely. She's been the family matriarch for so fucking long.
Yeah.
As soon as the doctors were like, we don't have a
She's
great
got
prognosis.
hours. She's
Yeah.
got hours.
I'm sure they sent the red line because I'm sure they've got a single red telephone that reaches all the family members.
Yep.
And because of course it's got to be the emergency phone, and they said,
Of course.
"Get over here as fast as you can. Your grandmother's dead, but not yet. But we just know that there's like a distinct timer."
It's going to happen.
And Grandma picked up the phone and she was like, "Kitty, my time's almost done." I was there. I was in. I actually get the phone call.
You were in the
Oh,
room.
you're part of this red. phone.
He's actually the operator of the red phone line because
That makes a lot of sense.
See, what you would think that since they were the royal family
know.
and they had lots of resources, they would be able to like automate it. No. Back in the day, they got like the phone lines that had the switchboards and you had to plug like a whole bunch of shit in, and they just never updated it. And so they've just chosen progressively weirder and weirder people to run that over the years. And so now I have that.
I was gonna say, how did you manage to get that gig? But once you said it was weirder and weirder people, they just saw, this guy vaguely likes the Queen and he also exists.
Yeah, and we
I'm
need
sorry.
strange
Is now.
people because who can run a switchboard?
Did you just say vaguely likes the Queen?
From an outside,
I think it's a little bit more than vague.
I'm saying from an outsider standpoint, Colby does nothing on any type of social media or anything, so it would just have to be like a gut instinct of, this guy kind of likes the Queen. It's his now.
Sure.
The guy that hired me was really sweet, but he was definitely also like 400 years old. He was like, "So when you use the-" he was original to the piece that was set up,
Of course.
1940. And he was like, "When you use this, you'll have to make sure you like the Queen, and the job's yours."
like as
Like,
soon
is
as he
there any
handed
training or? And then
no,
I just
as
knew.
soon as he handed you like whatever the wire was to plug in the switch connections,
Yeah.
he just keeled over.
Yeah, it
He
literally
like
was his
turned
last.
to dust. He like
Yeah.
turned to dust.
Ginge, that was very strange.
You blinked.
I have no idea what just happened.
But yeah, true. Well-known fact that the royal family does hand positions off to new people, and then the people that lose those positions instantly vaporize.
So you're saying
That's how he wants to
the queen
go.
doesn't have a body right now. It's just she's just in the air. We could be breathing her in right now.
Considering we do not live in England, that would be quite a breath of her spreading.
Maybe there's a nice breeze over the Atlantic Ocean right now.
The breeze flows the other way, my friend.
No, the breeze does go east to west.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
why I fly
suck it,
planes up
Colby.
and over. All right. I'll
It's
admit,
it's faster to go from Europe to the
faster if
Americas
you
than it is to
it's
go
faster if you roll, actually.
than going America to Europe.
Yeah, so that was the news of the day. My favorite jokes that I heard out of it were definitely the one that Jin showed me earlier was if England wants a new queen, they just have to get a pawn to the end of the chessboard.
Yeah, no, that's the one thing that I saw. Is like there were so many jokes on Twitter about it, and some of them were very just insensitive, and others were just hysterical. And
So
that one killed me.
I saw kind of an insensitive-ish one, but also I don't know if it really is insensitive. I don't really think it is. But imagine being elected the prime minister and your first speech is to deliver that the queen is dead. Unless she poisoned, like literally, because I saw pictures of the prime minister and the queen, and I was like, wow, that was like a day ago, and now I found out she's on her deathbed. But anyway, the rest of the joke is, unless the new prime minister poisoned her, or I've just been watching too much Game of Thrones.
Well, no, didn't like the new prime minister not like the royal family? Isn't that like a thing that I read about somewhere?
Are we?
That she didn't.
Are we starting out?
We're gonna start a conspiracy
Third
theory that the
episode,
queen
we're
was
starting-
I swear to God, I read that.
Liz Truss killed the queen.
I have
I'll get onto it. I'll drink it. I'll drink to that.
All right.
I switched to a
Awesome.
hard seltzer now. I ran out of Peepus.
I'm sorry for your loss.
I'm drinking. As you can see, I'm drinking Russ Sia.
Rusty's.
Rusties! Get the tough stains out.
No.
In
that's not how it
completely
goes.
unrelated news, I'm poisoned and I'm going to die soon.
It happens when you get too close to the
The
switchboard
prime
operator.
minister. Bringing it back around.
Boris
You heard it
Johnson
here
will be
first,
missed.
From Aaron.
Yeah, Erin,
Liz
a
Truss poisoned the
well-known
queen.
source of knowledge on
It's
the
gonna be
royal
people-
family.
Scotland Yard is going to be showing up at our doorstep, and just like, we may have believe that you are now connected.
Interpol's going to show up and be like, so, we heard some things. I don't know what accent I was trying to go for right there. I went, all right, for an accent, and instead I just went with old, kind of vaguely racist guy.
Your Toots McGee voice.
No, my Toots McGee voice is...
What? I don't remember. What are you doing? You're bothering me.
There you go.
Cole's
If
like,
anybody-
voice.
If anybody's interested, Toots McGee is an attorney at law.
He doesn't actually have, a law license.
But don't tell anybody.
Allegedly.
Yeah.
It's a
Allegedly,
theory.
he
We
doesn't.
are not condoning any wrongful legal advice here on this show.
No, actually we are. We are everyone's source of incorrect legal advice.
If you want bad legal advice, call us at
1-8-999.
011-911-911-911-925.
3.
Now, Ginge, your job is to match all of us up so we all sang at the same time.
I definitely gave up
That-
halfway through and then
That's
came
gonna
back
be
for the
impossible, because
3.
Jake gave up, and you and I were not singing at the same beat.
And Erin was just confused.
I am confused.
You should watch the IT Crowd.
Have you ever seen
Good
IT
show.
Crowd?
I think Colby tried to show us that once, and
Say you lived
we were
with
not very
Colby.
entertained by it.
Yeah, they're squares.
So good.
I mean, they were just bored.
Hmm.
Aaron, what are you drinking now?
It's the same thing, just in a glass.
Oh, okay. I thought you had switched
It
to
looked
tea,
like it was
and I was
wine,
like,
yeah. But instead,
oh,
you
yeah. Oh my
drink-
god, I should have had tea today.
should have had
Well,
water today too.
There's always shh.
Who needs water?
Aaron, when was the last time you think you legitimately drank water?
I've drank this whole thing.
I drank
alone.
water today at work, actually, because I work very hard. out in the sun every day.
Now,
Definitely
is
did
that
not
a
mean to send
normal
one of
thing?
those things?
Is you drinking water while you're working hard out in the sun a normal thing, or was it like a monumentous occasion that you did it today?
It was the second one.
Got her.
Yep. Classic. How much water did you drink? Well, I've heard of water before. That wasn't the question.
I've been near an ocean before.
Wrong. Yep.
Jake, you said you had a fun fact you wanted to share with everyone.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Let's move off the
So
topic
we're
of
gonna-
the queen being dead so Colby doesn't get depressed.
Just got a text from Jake.
We did.
Yep.
Jake, what do you want?
Well,
It has
the
nothing to
next
do with
fun
this,
fact, because I was looking up, trying to be interesting for once in this podcast.
but- Weird.
So I'm looking up weird myths,
Oh, no.
and putting a fact, I guess, is putting a laptop on your lap will cause infertility. And enjoy the hooting.
Alright, that may have been me. Not to completely bowl over your infertility comment, because we can discuss that in a minute, but
I feel like that's true, though, isn't it?
I've definitely
Like, if you
heard,
heat up your extremities too much, then it'll...
Aaron, are you calling my penis so long that it could be an extra extremity?
I don't know.
Just like throw it over my shoulder again.
I mean,
Colby, every single
You-
Back
time
to the
we
song from earlier.
Colby, every single time we mention your dick, you go like this. So maybe maybe it's not a joke. Maybe that's actually what you do with it every day.
Aaron lived with me, so she knows
Yeah,
what
yeah.
the truth is. Yeah.
But you were sworn to secrecy, and now she just gave
Of
it
course,
away.
I signed. I
Yeah.
signed many documents.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then
again, not
broke all
legal
of them.
documents, but
Yeah.
My lawyer is
documents.
Toots McGee, attorney at law.
Yep.
If
Parentheses,
anybody wants
air
like
quotes.
a really good vision of Toots McGee, I always think of like the penguin with John what the
Danny
fuck is his
DeVito.
name? Danny DeVito's the penguin,
Yeah.
and mixed with real life ex-lawyer Rudy Giuliani. Just like
What-
some
Okay, here's my
mixing of
question.
them, like
What's
short
the
and
difference between
stout
the two of them?
and round, but with a really beaky nose, as opposed to Rudy Giuliani. Oh, you know what? It's just Rudy Giuliani with a beaky nose. That's Toots McGee, attorney at law.
Back to Jake's infertility thing. I feel like I heard somewhere that like if you have your phone in your pocket too much too, that also can like affect your balls.
I hope.
I feel like that
'cause
was
I keep
not
it in my
true.
back pocket.
I feel like your phone doesn't give off that much like electronic radiation that it can affect.
I feel like it would if you had it in your pocket for long enough. It would though. Definitely not like older phones. But
No, older
maybe,
phones definitely could. Newer phones, maybe not.
You think so?
Yeah, because
I just
older
think-
phones didn't know anything.
Yeah, but newer phones, there's so much going on in them. What did you do, Jake?
In the group chat that we have, you're definitely gonna
Oh,
have to
yeah.
somehow superimpose that picture of
I will edit this in right now. And
Yeah,
it's
and
going
right
right over
here.
Colby's face. Excellent. Hey, Jake,
How
your
is it?
dog's barking.
Wow.
At first,
It's interesting enough because it's not. I don't hear it coming from where he is. I hear it coming through the vents.
and we can hear it through the mic.
you have a vent dog.
I have a Vogue.
Oh,
Yeah, his dog is actually just a really, really, really skinny chihuahua. It sounds like a normal dog, but shut up about it.
it took me a second to realize that was your dog too, Jake. Because at first I was like, "Wait, those are the dogs that are around me and Colby," and then I was like, "How can we hear them right now?"
Have you guys ever
Wait a
heard
minute.
that like Tumblr
Are
story
you?
where it's about that person that has that intercom system with their house and just randomly at 2 a.m. they always press the button, they go, Shia LeBeouf. Hold on, I'm gonna find it. I'm gonna
Okay.
find it because it's fucking hilarious.
You know what? I
Oh my
need
God.
an intercom
Well-
system just so I can also repeat to the house. Shia LaBeouf.
Shia LaBeouf.
Whilst Erin is looking for that, Ginge is gonna superimpose another song. Ready?
Ready?
Erin's looking for another thing. Do 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 do. Erin's looking for another thing. Do 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 do. Don't distract her. She doesn't work fast.
Okay,
If you
I found it,
confuse,
I found
oh,
it,
she
I found
found it.
End of song.
So it just says, so at my house, we have an intercom in everyone's room. And when you press talk and speak into it, everyone can hear what you say. So last night at 1 a.m., I spoke into it and quietly whispered, Shia LaBeouf. I heard my mom screaming in the other room.
If I woke up in the middle of the night to just real quiet, Shia LaBeouf, I'd probably shit myself. I'd have to move that day. First, I'd have to smash the intercom, and then I'd have to leave.
So I'm moving out back to, to where you guys live.
Yeah.
And moving in with you guys, installing a intercom system.
Yeah.
And
Hey, but Jake,
Just
here's the
gonna-
thing. We're coming
Shit.
out to visit you more
Install one at your
recently
place.
than you're gonna be here.
true.
So Erin, how do you feel about visitors?
At my house?
Yes.
I mean, if it's Colby shouting Shia LaBeouf throughout my apartment, maybe not.
What if
Fair
it's
enough.
me distracting you while Colby's setting up an intercom system that'll say Shia LaBeouf?
I really want one of those talking fish, just randomly at on the hour, like the church bells,
like
at
a
the
cuckoo clock, but
Yeah,
worse.
it just goes,
It's just Shia LaBeouf.
goes Shia LaBeouf, Shia LaBeouf,
Can you imagine having
Shia LaBeouf, Shia LaBeouf, Shia LaBeouf.
having guests over, and you're like, oh, it's
It's
7 Shia
6:40.
LaBeoufs.
It does have
It's 7 o'clock.
it goes by army time, and the amount of Shia LaBeoufs it says what hour it is.
God.
It's
Okay,
7 a.m.
it's
It's
very
7 a.m.
difficult.
It's the 7th Shia.
It's very difficult to fall asleep too because at 11 o'clock it gives
11
23
o'clock,
Shia LaBeouf.
23 Shia LaBeoufs. You could set
Then
it up
you
to
go
the
2
half
hours.
hour. And so every half hour it just goes, Shia.
Or
Or every 15 minutes
Or-
it goes
LaBeouf.
at 00 it goes Shia LaBeouf. 15 Shia. 30 Shia LaBeouf. 45 LaBeouf. And then again Shia LaBeouf.
with the hours.
Of course.
All right, new project. It's happening.
I
It's
saw
gonna be a
one
lot
those-
of money for a guy that's about to not have a job soon.
I have a job starting in 2 weeks.
Yeah,
actual
but still.
cannibal Shia LaBeouf. Yeah, I saw a
I gotta watch that video again.
post recently that it was a video, and it was 3 fish hanging on the wall, and one of them started. The person that was like, "Siri, sing this song," and so the lower fish just starts singing, which on its own was pretty impressive. But as they zoomed out, the chorus was done by the 3 fish above it, and I was just dying the whole time because that feels like a distinctly mid '80s or 2006 item,
Yeah.
and for it to suddenly be a big thing again, it's like,
Shia LaBeouf.
Seen a lot of TikToks of those.
yeah.
All right, I can get a vintage 1999 big mouth Billy Bass singing talking wallfish.
Please
for
do.
$39
That's not bad at all.
on eBay.
How many can you get, hypothetically?
One for
There's a
every room
lot.
of the house.
There is a lot.
Intercom
also it's
system is
gonna-
just fish.
It's
No, I
gonna
was
take,
just gonna say, Colby, we desperately need one.
but you gotta reprogram it so it works with an Alexa or
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Google Play type thing.
God, that means we have to get an Alexa. I have
Yeah.
a Bluetooth record player. Does that
that
count?
could work. That could work too.
Really?
God, can you imagine?
Just you gotta program in something with the speaker goes through the fish's mouth, and then you gotta also program it so that the actual motor functions go with certain levels of audio being sent to it.
All right.
Or on like a
this can be done.
randomized tick.
Yeah,
This can
is
definitely be done.
not something that I'm gonna do.
Well,
Coding
that's-
is definitely my least favorite class that we had.
Yes,
Really?
I remember literally giving you every single ounce of code for the
Several classes.
3 or 4 classes of coding that we did together.
Yeah.
You
I
liked
can
coding
code, but it takes me
more, or
so
like less
long.
than you did like calculus?
At least calculus doesn't make sense, but everyone agrees that it doesn't make sense.
Oh, okay. Coding is one of those things that like some people get, others just kind
Some
of
people.
accept. That's Erin.
Some people.
Sorry, what?
There we go.
Oh, you're underneath me.
Yeah, I'm on top, and then it's Jake.
Oh, I rearranged mine so me and Colby were next to each other, and then it.
Yeah, I have Erin, me, Ginge, Colby.
Oh, that's
I
what I
have-
have here too.
Me, Colby, Jake, you're underneath me, and Erin's underneath Colby.
Yeah, so fish.
Good fish.
That's the
There's-
show for today, folks. Fish.
Yep. Today's takeaway: fish.
Fish.
And
I got
me.
stabbed by a fish once.
Excuse me?
Let me tell
Yeah.
you the story about the time that Erin got stabbed with a fish.
She almost drowned because of it.
Oh, Colby, it's almost like you've heard this before.
She was walking down the street, and then a fish walked out from the alley next to her with a knife.
Yep.
And
Was
then
in
she almost
Australia.
drowned.
You refused to give them your lunch money, didn't you?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you know how those fish were in the early 1900s.
Erin stands up to bullies. That's something that I admire about her.
That's fair.
Especially bully fish.
Fish.
Fish deed.
I mean, I've heard of
Hey,
bull
Erin, tell us a
sharks,
story
but
about how you got stabbed by a fish one time.
So we used to go to Vermont, and we used to stay at this cabin. And there was a deck, and my dad used to fish off the dock, and he used to throw the fish on the dock for my dog to chase around. And the fish was flopping around, and all of a sudden it hit my foot, and I had a fish spine in my heel, like this long,
Disgusting.
straight
Awful.
into my heel.
My sister one time.
You had a freely installed fish heel.
Yeah, I did. It was great.
So my sister, you guys know this, but my sister used to work. Used to. She still does. It's a different one. She used to work at an aquarium near where we are, and her job was one of her jobs was basically just like taking fish and just kind of like feeding the sea lions with them. And one time she cut open one of the anchovies or whatever fish. I think it was an anchovy, and the spine got stuck underneath her fingernail. And it was oh hey.
You can see it in the reflection.
I forget. I've told him this story before. He doesn't like gore, and it makes him cringe. So because of that, the second he heard me talking about the fish spine under the fingernail, he left.
you still mentioned it after he put his headphones on.
I know, I had to, just out of spite.
No, it was not at all to do with you. I want everybody real quickly to look over Ginger's right shoulder to the picture. When you watch the recording, I was waving to myself. I just realized that the picture there allows me to stand in the doorway and wave. So mid-story, I was like, I'll just let him go. And then I was like, nah, I can't.
Oh, because of the... Man, I wanted this to be a cool thing, because this is like a cool memorabilia thing I wanted. Instead, Colby just used it for personal gain.
Yeah, the issue is you got to take out the glass in there if you
It's a
want it to show
talent
up
that I always
on the
have
screen,
to say.
the camera. Well, then
Keeping it
suffer,
alive.
and
Yeah, now it's my mirror.
uh-huh.
All
There's
right,
now
well,
a mirror.
it's staying there now until I switch my room around, which I'm doing soon. So,
Anyway,
I got bad news
fish
for you
spine. Poor sister.
yeah, she got it stuck underneath, and
Damn it.
they went to my mom and her went to the emergency room, and they told her they couldn't get it out. They couldn't do anything about it unless they took out, like, basically removed her fingernail. So my sister basically had to soak her finger in like warm water for like 3 or 4 days until she was finally able to get it out.
Yeah, my dad just pulled mine out like a splinter.
Oh, that's
Speaking of splinters,
It took like 5 hours on and off because it was painful and I was like 9. So
So you had fun?
Yeah, it was great.
Yeah,
Fun
sounds
memory.
good.
That's definitely not the reason why I'm afraid of swimming with fish anymore.
So my youngest aunt, which is a weird way to set it up, but
It's not the
My-
best way to set it up.
my youngest aunt, she ran a daycare for a while. And she had her kids made her, I don't know if it was one of her actual kids or just one of the kids that went to the daycare, made her like a pyramid out of, what are those things that are white? You stick them in your mouth and you roast them over
Cotton
a fire.
Marshmallows?
Thank you. You know, marshmallows, the word that I
Swabs.
didn't forget.
Oh, is it like one of those things like marshmallows? You stick toothpicks in them and you make a thing out of them?
And they made a pyramid,
Yeah.
which is fine, except it was living on the counter. And then my aunt's youngest took it off to like play with it, and so it was on the floor. And my aunt came around the kitchen, and she was like huffing right along and right on the top of it. And so she called me, and I am like incredibly squeamish. And so she called me, and she was like, "Hey, so Colby, is your anybody home?" I was like, "No." She was like, "So can you come over?" Oh, this is gonna suck. Can you come over and save me?
Oh.
And she had wedged in her heel a toothpick that was like, no joke, this long. And so I just had to sit there and play with like, I tried grabbing it with my fingers, but I couldn't get it. And I tried getting like, I tried using like a fork just to kind of like wiggle it a little bit so that I could grab it.
Why
and
wouldn't
then-
you immediately go to like tweezers?
Because it was too big for the tweezers to get a hold of. Like it was,
Oh my
it was like
God.
yeah, it was like they had broken skewers that you would use for like
Oh my
Kebabs.
They were that
kebabs.
big?
Thank you. That's the yeah, like they were
The thick ones. The thick ones.
thick. And so eventually it was just a pair of pliers, and I just
Oh.
she was a trooper, but I was like, I don't want to hurt you.
So is this the origin of why you're so squeamish?
No, that was way before that. That was way before.
I almost want to know that story if you remember it.
Yeah, I kind of want to know the
right,
origin
so
of your
Because we're already on the
squorigin. Yeah, we're on the topic. You might as well.
we're
tell
already
the
on
story.
the gore
First
topic.
time that I realized that I was like really squeamish was in 6th grade.
Uh-huh.
And we are part of a very narrow demographic. I don't know if you guys know, but not a whole lot of people have gone all the way through the DARE program.
That's fair.
So I was one of the last classes in my district to go through the DARE program. So our resident trooper, came to the school. We were at the point in the DARE program where they were like, don't do drugs or else this is what will happen to you. And so our trooper, big guy, no less than 6'3", 250, 280 pounds. Like, he was a big
Huffer.
guy. He was a hefty dude. And
hefty.
he was a no-nonsense, like, my father was a firefighter, a volunteer. And so he knew who he was. And when he found out that he was going to be the dude that was educating us on this stuff, he was like, oh, he's a sweetheart. But if you looked at him, you were like, this man can and legally will kill you. Like, those are... that's what's going to happen.
That's his job.
Yeah. So we're sitting in 6th grade. We're sitting in the classroom, and my teacher's got it set up, a whole bunch of different tables, and they're kind of set up, they're kind of staggered, so you kind of like, she could weave through them to check everybody without any problems. And we're sitting there, and he's got one of those old school projectors that's got like the glass that you put the filament on, and it like shows you the thing, and then it reflects up and portrays it against the wall. He put out these laminated sheets of Your Brain on Drugs, but it was just artist renditions of Your Brain on Drugs.
Oh, yes,
Like,
they
this
have
is
no
what
impact on you.
artists think that your brain looks like on drugs based on the science that we've done, but we don't want to make it too scary. 'cause we're
It's
in 6th
basically like
grade.
word art of like a little pink brain.
I don't know. All I remember is it was the worst thing I'd ever seen in my life. So we're sitting there, and I was sitting in class, and I tried to be a good student, but I was like, I might die here. And so I like got up from my table, and I like real quietly, you can't quietly move because this 6'3", behemoth is in the front of the room.
7-foot frame.
Staring at
brass
us.
and-
So long as
when he calls your
Yeah,
name.
so he was
it all-
staring up there.
Okay, I guess we're done singing then.
I was cutting you off because I didn't want Disney to demonetize us. You know,
That's
as if
true.
that's a problem we have to deal with.
Yeah, sure.
Disney's long arm of the law is going to come up for our 4 asses. And,
Who's gonna get us first, Disney or me and the Secret Service?
No,
It'll be
Interpol.
you.
Interpol.
Interpol, yeah. Interpol.
Secret Service.
Actually, I don't know. Disney might have a lot more
No,
resources
I think-
than Interpol.
I think Disney's going to get here just because they don't have to take the 6-hour flight.
That's true.
So Disney's like already on its way.
Interpol
week, the
is
podcast is
too,
just
but
not
they
gonna
have to
have
go
Erin.
across an ocean.
Okay, so my other conspiracy with Disney is that they're of all like the Disney adults, because you've heard of them.
Can I finish my story
Those
first?
are just
before
sleeper
we-
agents, you know.
See, first of all, Jake, that's hysterical. Second of all,
That's
I'm
funny,
dying, and Colby just going, "Can I finish my story?"
Before we get completely
Yeah, but-
sidetracked, and 25 minutes from now I finish my story,
Isn't this what this podcast is about? Just like continuously interrupting
we'll
people with
circle
more
back.
stories
Aaron, shut up. It's my turn to talk.
and never
Sleeper
finishing a
agents.
story ever.
Just like
What did you
kicks
guys
Colby.
talk about during that podcast? I don't know. I watched the whole thing. I don't remember the end of a story at all. Erin started talking about her foot and fish, and then Colby was talking about getting, I don't know, killed or something.
That's the fun of the
and
podcast. You get to finish the story yourself.
Finish each other's stories.
Imagination.
We'll have to make a Reddit, and then we can like finish each other's story.
Okay, that's on you.
Guesses. Yeah, so anyway, I like walked up to the teacher and I was like, can I go down to the nurse? And she was like, oh, are you okay? You're white as a sheet. And I was like, I'll be okay. Because I was like afraid to be a bad student. I was like, I'll figure it out. It's fine. And I got to the end of this. We're on the second floor. So we're on the second floor. It was like half a floor up. So I got to the top of the stairs, and it's 5 stairs. And I looked at it, and it was just like one of those cartoons where you watch the staircase. And so I just watched the 5 stairs become like hella stairs. And my little, I don't know, 12-year-old self was like, wow, this is the end. So I just sat down on the top step because I was like, I don't know what to do. Like, I can't ever traverse these stairs. There's 400 of them now. I just live here. And one of the other adults came by and was like, Colby, you don't look very good. Do you need help? And I was like, I think I do. I just admitted defeat.
Played the hardcore, like, I'm going to die, and I have no idea where my life is going card on that one.
Yeah. It's not like it was an act. That's just how I'm dramatic at a fault.
We killed Erin, apparently.
Yeah. It's a talent
well-
that I always have possessed. Yeah, so I got down to the nurse and she was like, yeah, you don't look good, and called my mother and was like, so Colby looks real bad. My mother was like, okay. He's a teacher, so she was like, what do you want me to do? Like, she was like, he took a nap. I'll let you know in a
Was this the
hot
same
minute.
school that your mother worked at?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, my mother at a very early age said, I'm not working anywhere near my kids because I hate them.
Well, in her
Imagining
defense,
tiny Colby just acting like the fucking world.
Listen, when
You should have
reality,
seen him. You should have seen him freshman year because he was also like that.
yeah.
when reality distorts, one doesn't simply just continue on with life. You accept that everything's going to end.
Just sit
It's-
down.
you gotta
This is
imagine.
it. This is
too-
where I
too,
sit.
This
This
is
is where I die.
This
Yeah.
is freshman year Colby, where he had no hair. His haircut made him look 15.
At the
And he
most,
had
he was
no-
always clean shaven.
Yeah, always clean shaven, so that took down another 5 years.
Maybe somewhere in the future, you'll see me on the podcast without the beard, the mustache.
It won't happen.
And it's pissing me off, but I've been saying it's been pissing me off since mid-April.
You've been saying it's
You've
been
been saying
pissing
this
you
you
off
off since
for-
you started growing it.
Yeah. You literally like cleaned it up the other day. You're not going to go through all that effort just to cut it off.
He's just keeping out of spite now.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
He's
spite.
in a
me.
battle between him and his facial hair, and he's not going to lose.
I mean, to a counterpoint, I don't know if I'm going to win.
Yeah, but
It's
you won't
just a
lose.
stalemate.
It's
He'll
a
just
very
die.
Sisyphusian fight. Every day we wake up, oh, you.
Also, I hate to break this to you. You haven't got your haircut yet either.
Here's the thing. Shut up about it.
He's been saying for at least a month that he needs to get a haircut. And guess what he hasn't done?
On a haircut. Can you?
Well, and now that the queen has died, he's in his 23-day mourning period that he
As
was
is.
legally
Yeah.
allowed.
Yeah.
So, wait, September only is 30 days, right?
You have a calendar right there on your desktop. It's 30 days past September.
Okay, so October 1st is the last day of your mourning period.
What's today's date?
The 8th.
23 days?
Yeah.
Wrong.
October 2nd?
No, I said the last day of his mourning period is October 1st.
No,
The-
it's like 23 full days.
No, that's not October 2nd then.
On the 24th, I can go back to being a human being.
Okay, then it is the 2nd. Yeah.
And this
You're
was
a
another
fool,
second
Hagler.
that Ginge was dumb.
In my defense,
Brought to you.
I haven't
Bum, bum.
taken a full-on math class since freshman year of college.
Oh my god, same.
Woo, twinsies! I mean, I took like stats classes, but those are more Excel than actual math stuff.
Did you use a calculator?
Yeah, I used my calculator.
Then
Did you have to
math
take
class.
that dumb computer class where you had to do all of the Excel things and the programming things?
I took like 3 different classes where you had to do Excel stuff.
Colby is right now showing off his twirled mustache and
Also, my
not really giving a shit with
my
what Erin
job
and Colby
right now
Ginger
is a
talking
lot of
about.
Excel, so
Bingo.
it's like a good thing that I know this stuff. College actually kind of helped me.
Weird.
High school, on the other hand,
Mhm.
Anyway,
Mhm.
yeah.
are
So you guys want to hear about the thing that I screwed up the other day?
we thinking about the same thing?
I don't know. I can't read your mind. It's not a
Well,
talent that I know.
What I was going to talk about is a story that happened when we were grocery shopping.
No. We could talk about that in a minute, but I was thinking
Okay.
about the thing on the car. So we were driving to eat at a restaurant. We were going out.
We're going to Oliver.
And we are pulling into a spot. Now, what you might not know,
Is that
His
Colby's
glasses
legally
removed.
blind?
my vision is awful. Awful. So,
Colby, how many
Um,
fingers am I holding up right now?
it's 2.
The answer is 3.
Your eyes suck. Jake's are good.
I saw you put up an extra finger just
Yeah,
to,
idiot.
mess with him.
In the reflection, you piece of shit.
Oh.
I saw it was 2. Make fun of me, you garbo. Anyway,
Meanwhile,
we're pulling into this spot. Ginger's driving. I'm sitting in the passenger seat. I'm playing on my phone, and then I look up and I see on the back of this person's car like a window sticker, and I lost my shit instantly. Like when I say that I was uncontrollable, I was losing it.
dying, and I had no idea why. Because I'm just trying to pull into a parking spot, and then all of a sudden, in the seat next to me, we were in the middle of like a conversation, and then all of a sudden he just starts dying, and I had no idea what was going on.
So I don't know if this is gonna work. It says I put the hot in psychotic. Okay, but we were pulling in, and I read it as I put the hot in mongoose. Lost my mind because if I could get a sticker that said I put the hot in mongoose, I would have it
I
everywhere.
think we need our first form of merch for this show is a shirt that says I put the hot in mongoose.
That would murder me. And I just imagine like this woman driving down the road, and I shouldn't assume. It was a woman that was driving the car.
It was
Yeah.
a woman that was driving the car.
So I just like imagine like she's driving down the highway and somebody pulls up next to her and they're like,
put the hot in
I put the hot
mongoose.
in mongoose? Like,
This girl also did not look like the type of girl that, would have a bumper sticker that says, I put the hot in mongoose. So,
although out of fairness, I can't assign a type to that.
I can.
Me,
It's
I'd be
you.
the type.
It's just any mongoose that has their driver's license.
All right, you're right. And me,
You're right.
because I'm not a mongoose. I have
But
no
you
mongoose-like
allegedly.
properties.
But you are hot.
I have a birth.
Ooh.
I have a birth certificate, not a mongoose certificate. Anyway, that was my.
Are you claiming that when mongooses
mongooses
are born, they get mongoose?
Colby, how
They
would
get
how would one obtain a mongoose certificate?
It's well
A
known.
Mongirth certificate.
No.
No.
It's well known for those of you that don't know that when one is diagnosed with mongooseanism, they receive paperwork from the state.
It's a rare,
And they
it's a
say-
rare genetic disorder.
Yeah, and they say
One
you
of
are
my-
in fact a mongoose.
One of
And
my favorite things that my sister has ever said is, like, I don't know if it's a thing in all states, but in Connecticut at least, you have to have a certificate if you have a dog. And you have to, like, renew it. So
Yeah, dog license.
yeah. So my mom had us go up and do that one time for our dog, and my sister just goes, "Oh yeah, we gotta go get her license to be a dog," and it killed me.
officer pulls over. Ma'am, do you have a license
You
to
have a
be a dog?
license to exist.
Your dog's just
My
like,
dog-
oh shit, give me a moment, officer. 'cause
My
she's old
dog,
now.
my dog is so stupid too. So she'd just be sitting there,
Like, ma'am, your paperwork.
But there'll also be the occasional howl that your dog makes
oh
too.
yeah. Just the,
'Cause-
ooh. Yeah, my dog sounds like a seal.
In other news, in case I know only one person also besides me really cares about this topic, at the football game tonight, because Sunday night or Thursday night football
I care
starts
about
today.
that. I'm a Bills fan.
Yeah, they did a moment of silence for the Queen today.
Did they really?
Yes. So-
I'm proud of them. I wouldn't have imagined that to actually happen.
I
I
saw.
mean, to be
that
fair, on 9/11 or like the day after 9/11, the Queen's Guard did play, the American national anthem instead of "God Save the Queen."
Well, I just think it's,
That was the other thing I saw today. There was a tweet, the tweets of God. And God tweets out, I can only save the Queen so much.
well, I just think it's really interesting how, like, big news outlets and like national television stations and stuff are going to handle this, just because Americans kind of view England and the Queen in general as like a meme. Because let's be honest, British accents are hysterical, and the Queen is just kind of, for the longest time, she's just kind of existed until today. So I don't know how they're going to handle this, because on Twitter today there were so many just jokes about it, like we were
Yeah,
saying
but that's
before.
Twitter.
That's true. So I got nothing, but
C'est la vie.
yeah.
Or as the English say, pop off, innit? Or as the Queen says,
Anyways,
Anywho,
I think a great way to cap off this episode is to talk about me and Cole, another story involving bananas. Because last week Jake told us a story about how
7 bananas.
7 bananas on top of a gas pump.
quest to
The most
conquer-
confusing thing I've ever seen
Yes.
in my life.
And so here's another story about bananas that everyone wants to know. Well, it was a couple days ago. Me and Colby were grocery shopping, and we got a thing of bananas, and we were at the self-checkout line. So,
Bless you, Erin.
Erin, you good over there?
I don't know why this crossed into my head, but I was gonna say maybe we should rename the podcast "We Should Be Bananas" because we talk about bananas so much.
We've talked about bananas in 2 of the 3 episodes now.
That's 2/3 of the time.
Yeah.
We're gonna retroactively add a banana conversation to the first one.
Wait, Colby, have a conversation with yourself about bananas.
Hey, me, have you heard the news about bananas? What news about? Oh, shit. Okay. News about bananas, me. The desk is just too close. What? Well, what you might not know is that bananas are a large source of potassium. No way. Also, they're shaped like a penis.
And there it is.
There's your weekly banana story. Anyways,
There's your weekly.
to finish mine.
Today's episode of Colby Retroactively talks about bananas.
To finish mine, we
No.
were at the okay. We were at the self-checkout line, and you know how with like produce and stuff, you like enter, you either scan the barcode or you enter like the code of it, and then you have to weigh it and stuff. We scanned the bananas, and then I put them on the
Move
thing
your
to weigh 'em.
bananas to the belt.
The belt. I put them on the thing, and it popped up that the bananas were 69 cents a pound. Okay.
You can't
It
nice your own
charged us-
comment. Someone else has to nice it.
Sorry.
Invalid use of the word nice.
Hang on, Colby's committing God's work here.
It's 69.
Nice. Anyway,
Shia LeBeouf.
it charged us 1 cent
8 bananas.
for 8 bananas.
We paid
And
1 penny for
I
a bushel
was-
of bananas.
Like, I was just staring at it, like, what's wrong, Colby? Just goes put it over there. Put it over there. So we paid 1 penny for 8 bananas.
Those are
For-
cheap bananas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you know, honestly,
That is
not bad
bananas.
bananas.
We could be bananas.
Move your bananas,
Bananas
to the
to the
scale.
belt.
Move
Put your
your
bananas
Talk
in
about
the bagging
bananas
area.
on the
your-
podcast.
improper item in bagging area.
Improper use of bananas. And that's it. That's the end of the episode. We got
That's
it right
the end of the
there.
episode right there.
Yeah, do we have anything else before we
I got
Call
nothing. All I had was that banana.
Move your
Lord.
bananas to the belt. This is bananas.
beware?
We need to do a Halloween special where we all just wear banana suits.
We will. I own 2 banana suits.
Why?
I
Case
got
one of
them
them gets
at
bananas.
Savers for $10 each.
I'm gonna look for a banana suit. now.
Sophomore year in college, okay? I was stupid. I
But
bought
why
them, so-
2?
Because
In
my
case he
roommate
needs
bought
to
one
wear a
too.
second one on his penis,
My roommate bought one, and he gave me the other one.
so he can be like a banana with a banana.
He's not
Bananas with
as
bananas.
he's not as gifted as you are, Colby.
Yeah.
I know.
Is that a small penis?
Throw your banana over over your shoulder.
Do your bananas hang low?
Do
Call
your
back to the
bananas
start of the episode,
wobble to and fro?
and now we can call it. That's
And
it.
now
We
we
talked
can
about
call it.
bananas. We circled back around.
R.I.P. the Queen.
Thoughts and prayers to the English people and me.
Okay,
All
goodbye,
hail the king.
everyone.
Goodbye.
Okay, goodbye.
Bye.